Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. We are heading into a new trading week. The market itself is fairly weak at the moment. Well, not all of them, not all of the coins, yeah, but Bitcoin shows a bit of weakness. That's no surprise because it's still caught in the correction. As mentioned already in the video earlier today, Bitcoin broke out of this triangle to the downside. And it wasn't really a sustained break yet, and it still isn't, because if we really get a triangle breakout, a proper triangle breakout, it typically is followed by a lot of volume, selling volume, stops being triggered, and things like that. A little bit of a washout of leveraged traders. Now, there hasn't really been a lot of momentum to the downside. Yes, we see a little bit of weakness, and yes, we've broken out of a trend line to the downside, but I also suggested in the last video that breakouts of trend lines on weekends don't usually generate a lot of momentum because there are just less people in the market, less people see it, less people interested. Sometimes it just makes them less relevant. However, what has happened? So we've broken out of this trend line to the downside, done a retest from below. And if we now see a break below that last swing low at 41,575, I think then there's a greater opportunity for finally this C wave to materialize. Now, I would very much like to see this C wave to the downside. The question is it going to happen directly? And to be honest, there's a lot of overlapping price action here to the downside that does not give us a very clear, strong sell-off momentum here, and also not a very impulsive look to the downside. Remember that what we want to see essentially in this correction, which we call a wave 4 correction, which is a sideways correction, can still sell off quite a bit, but it's a so-called sideways correction. We want to see 3 waves. A wave already done. B wave possibly already done. C wave, possibly in the making, but it's too weak to really confirm it yet. Therefore, we have a bullish and a bearish scenario, or short-term bullish, short-term bearish scenario within this main thesis that we are in a wave 4. Main support is at $34,070. That's really our main support, with other Fibonacci levels at $36,300 and $39,260. And as long as we get into this support region, I'd be happy and call it a healthy wave 4. It already has a substantial size, but ultimately we want to see that 3-wave corrective structure. And as far as I can see it, A wave is done, B wave, could be done. But so far we haven't got that momentum to the downside that would confirm that the C wave has started, even though, we've broken out of a trend line to the downside and we've taken some of these swing lows out, but really not that main one here that we wanted to see taken out at $41,480 roughly, this X-wave low, which is the low of the 14th of December. But even if that's taken out, I mean, ultimately, they are only like indications. We really need that 5-wave structure to the downside in the C-wave. If I give you the Fibonacci projections, like we can use the Fibonacci retracements, they give us standard support, but we can also use the extensions that give us a projection to the downside where the market should be heading. And the 100% extension level, which is a key target for a C wave, should take us to $39,150. Good overlap here with that area around $39,250, which is the 23.6 Fib level. So that's at least sort of the first key level to watch. Once we enter that support area, it's also the first Fib level. So there's confluence around a Fibonacci retracement and Fibonacci extension level, which is meaningful. What we have to consider is that this move down could only be the A wave of a larger A, B, C structure, and that the wave 4 will end here. Just that will be determined by the market alone. What we can determine is support, our own entries, exits, and so on, and we can recognize the structure. It will depend on whether the market thinks that the move to the upside, which we call a 3rd wave rally, if that has been corrected already sufficiently with this 3-wave move down. If not, and that will also be determined by how long this takes time-wise. If not, then we might do another ABC, round of ABCs. So that's the short-term bearish scenario. There's a short-term bullish one, which obviously assumes, yep, we had our A wave complete. Then this is a WXY structure, and the B wave will sit here, and we only get our C wave afterwards. Okay, so that's possible as well. However, to do this, the market would need to turn to the upside fairly soon, and also basically break above this descending trend line to the upside. So there's quite a bit of work to do, and then it could get to round about 44,180 or 44,710. But ultimately, the idea would be the same, that afterwards we get this C wave to the downside. The Fibonacci projections would be different though. So if we get a high B wave, we might not come down that much. There's literally not much more to add, so maybe we see a little bit more action as we're heading into the new trading week. I suggested already it would probably take the whole week to get this correction done, or at least the whole week. Could even be that it, this now takes it into the new year. We'll see, because typically the last few weeks of a year are quiet. Okay, but we'll see. Could be that we get another exciting week out of 2023. That's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.